I'm gonna read the character names, and whoever's playing who is just gonna say I. All right. So Alma, I. Stage directions.
I.
Great. Isaac,
I.
Alma. Alma. Melissa
I.
and Lila. I. Great. So where shall we begin? Picture 10.
Picture 10 is the only one I drew.
Wait. But I don't read fast well in English, so I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'll do my best.
Picture 10. Isaac is sitting by the kitchen table while Alma is organizing the kitchen.
Isaac, come on, Isaac. It wouldn't kill you to help me around every once in a while.
But every time I try to, you complain I do something wrong.
Because you always do something wrong.
So why do you keep asking me to help you?
It's about the sentiment. Come on, we've been married for decades. We've raised a child together, and you still haven't learned a thing.
Isaac sighs.
Alma, darling, can I help you with anything?
No, thank you. I'm managing just fine.
Why are you acting so uptight anyways? It's just a dinner with Layla. You're behaving as if the Prime Minister is coming.
Here, Isaac, dear, is where you're wrong. It's a dinner with our successful daughter, Lila, and that hooligan roommate of hers, Marissa.
Melissa.
That's exactly what I said.
Sits across Isaac.
Anyways, our only way to talk to Lila into coming home is to make her favorite, most nostalgia-inducing meal, pull out some old picture albums and tapes, and voila, we have our daughter back.
But Layla said that she likes it there. That she's happier.
No, I'm waiting
Alma
for
gets up to tidy the kitchen again.
Oh, nonsense. Lila doesn't know what's good for her. This
Melissa.
girl is a bad influence, I'm telling you. Do you know that she doesn't have a job? I was outraged when I heard about it.
Alma, don't you think you're a little...
There is a knock at the door.
Quiet! Isaac, they're here! Oh my god, they're here! How's my hair? Oh, well, it's too late now.
Alma rushes to open the door. Isaac sighs. All of them walk into the kitchen and sit around the table. Isaac sits at the corner. Alma is next to him. Layla is next to her, and next to her on the other side is Melissa.
Melissa, it's nice to finally meet you.
Same here. I've heard so much about you.
Only good things, I hope.
Of course.
That was a creepy, of
Alyssa.
course.
So, Alyssa, tell me, what is it that you do for a living?
Mom, we've talked about it over the phone. Told you she's in between jobs right now. This is Melissa.
Oh, really? I must have forgotten. Silly me. What brought you to this unique situation?
Mom?
Layla, it's fine. It's a totally legitimate question. To be honest, I've decided that I need a break from the city's lifestyle. I have some savings, so I figured what the hell.
Interesting. And when do you think that this so-called break is going to end?
Sometime soon.
This would be a good place to point out that the sometime soon is foreshadowing Melissa's death because she has cancer.
Terminal.
It's terminal cancer.
Oof.
And
Oh,
she
no.
refuses treatment. Yeah, this is foreshadowing. This is fun.
This is the Gen Z generation. This is the Gen Z version of this. Kitsu, right, sometimes. And what do you do all day when you're not at work? Just tan at the beach?
Mom, stop. Melissa, you really don't have to take part in it.
Don't worry, your mother has a right to know who her daughter shacks up with. I do a lot of extreme sports, mountain climbing, skydiving, surfing, stuff like that.
I see. So nothing useful.
I'm sure that's enough questions for now. Let's just eat.
A few moments of silence. Everybody eats.
So, Lila, have you spoken to Phil recently?
Oh, wow.
No reason. I just think he's a lovely guy, and that... What? Oh, I just think he's a lovely guy, and that fight of yours has been going on for an awful long time.
That's not really a fight anymore. At this point, we've already broken up.
But why? You were such a pretty couple, a match made in heaven. Your kids would have been supermodels.
That anymore.
I don't get you. You had a good man, handsome, with a great job. Every woman your age would kill for such a man. Look at this friend of yours, Kathy. She's been singles for years. Where's she gonna find a man like Phil?
Believe me, Kathy and I aren't in contact either.
Oh, good riddance.
Also a good point out.
What did Kathy do? That bitch.
I made a mistake by not like giving you a list, by not translating the list of the characters. Phil is Layla's ex, who has cheated on her after 3 years of relationship, and he cheated on her with her best friend, Kathy, who got pregnant.
Oh, damn.
They're pregnant, and I was like, what?
Layla goes on this journey to figure out who she is. Like, she starts living with
girl, and then
with,
later on
Melissa,
fall in love with her.
and then they fall in love, and then when Melissa dies, it's a coming of age story in a way.
Yeah, and Lila finds out that she likes vagina, which is
Oh.
the more upset of the story.
No.
It would have the same sentiment even if Lila was, even if like
No, I understand.
Melissa was the
I
man.
understand. It's just funny. You know I can't take anything seriously. I'm sorry. I'm a man child. All right, where are we?
Where it's highlighted.
I'm sorry, it's really unclear.
Where are we?
Where I highlighted.
Actually wanted to tell you something on Dad.
Yes, dear.
Melissa is more than just my room. Melissa and I are together.
Holding hands
Directions?
above the table, they give each other a loving glance. There is a delay.
Together
We are
you
on
mean
opposite
good
sides of the planet.
Oh, I'm sorry. Together you mean good friends, right? Gal pals like you and Kathy.
I don't think it's what they meant, Alma.
This is your turn. Together meaning life partner.
Together meaning life partner. A couple, like Phil and I.
You
Alma
should have when
gasps.
I was. My love.
Mom, I know it's a lot to take you to know that it surprised me too, but I'm still Lila.
I don't think they're taking it very well.
So, you two are... Huh, okay, I understand.
You mad?
As long as the two of you are happy together, why would I be?
Alma snaps out.
I am surrounded by crazy people. You, Melissa, get out of my house. You've corrupted my daughter. Layla, come back when you're what? What? Come back only when you're yourself again. When you're ready to pull yourself together. You're not my daughter anymore. I don't even know who you are. Out.
And end scene.
That's it. Yes. This was it.
I can't deal with the gayness.
I think it's more about like when I wrote her, I didn't imagine her like as a. She's not necessarily homophobic. It's like the type of thing where she controls her daughter's life. She's her daughter become
Yeah.
a lawyer. Like
She's
I
basically
see.
the Hana Yehuda.
and when her daughter like sort of like steers away from like the plan that her mother had for her,
Mhm.
she can't handle it. Basically.
I see. So it's less. So it's less like she hates gay people. It's more like this is not what I wanted her to do, and I don't know how to deal with it.
Exactly, for sure.
I
Every
see.
mom, especially every Jewish mom, sees her daughter. No, I mean, like, for real. Every Jewish mom specifically, and this is something that you'll come across a lot in Israel, they have a very specific, like, goal of getting their daughter to get married at, like, a young age. Even if they're, no matter how highly intelligent they are, like, if I ever come to mom and be like, hey, mom, listen, I'm into girls, she'd be like, no! She's gonna, like,
It's like other people can be into girls.
but you not.
But not you.
Not you.
I know that like the wording is really awkward at times. I try to like maintain this like Israeli sort of vibe. I don't know if that really went well.
Even though
Well,
Roshan
I mean-
spoke like a weird woman in New Jersey.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's
I
not a
don't know
accent.
Israeli. So I don't know an Israeli accent, so I wasn't able to pick that up. The only really, like, glaring issue I found was when I was reading my lines, when Isaac says, "So you two are." It was like a TOO instead of TWO.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oops. Oh,
Right
shit.
there.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't point it out because that wasn't the point of the reading, but I just wanted to let you know.
Actually,
So you
it would make
too
it even
are-
more hilarious. Yeah.
What do you guys?
That would
But
make it
you are
hilarious.
as well.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute! Oh, yeah! Oh, no, because this implies that Isaac is also gay.
Yeah. Although he's
Isaac,
married.
when I've written like Layla's parents, what I had in mind was like a really overly attached mother with a stick up her ass, and a husband who has just been whipped. The poor man just has no right to speak
It's
anymore.
like, yeah, poor
Like-
man.
Right.
His wife grabbed his balls and just went.
Yeah. That's what I had in
It would
mind.
make it extra hilarious though if the husband would actually be gay as well.
Oh, no, but that has a lot of implications along with it, too. Like, how is he... Why is he
Yeah,
married
what's
to her?
that?
I mean, there's a lot of like gay men who had married a woman, so
Right, there are a variety of reasons for that. So
yeah.
it's just I find the implication very funny.
Just happier than
Yes.
the accidents.
Even though you were the last one to realize it.
I still really like the sometime soon just foreshadowing her death.
Where'd that go?
Is this the start of the play basically, or
Well, it says
is
it's
this
number
somewhere
10.
in the middle?
It says picture 10, so I
Picture
assume
10.
that's scene
Oh
10.
yeah, yeah, okay.
What?
Because
In Hebrew,
like the
it,
whole
like,
scene
I don't
makes
know,
more sense once you have all
picture
of the
is wrong.
context.
I mean, in Hebrew, like in theater, we describe things as like pictures. I don't know if it's like this in English. In English, everything.
Yeah.
In English, it would be scene
in
1,
Hebrew-
scene 2, scene 3.
Yeah, it would be
So,
C1, C2, and not
in
pictures.
Hebrew,
The style.
in Hebrew, it's scenes when it comes like to film and like TV, but when it comes to theater, it's pictures.
You see, in English,
so you
we
say
have this
differentiate.
thing that we use the same word for several thousand things. Even in a book, they are called scenes.
Oh, do I have a silverfish in my room?
No, wait, no. In book, it's chapters. Wait,
No, as in
fuck,
you can you
wait.
can have multiple scenes in a chapter, though.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Really?
So one.
That's what it's called? Really?
What do you mean, really? I'm sorry.
I am judging the English language.
You should.
Oh, there's a lot
if
to
you-
judge shit for.
There's
I mean-
a lot of judge.
Australian English is where it's just they are not crisps, they are chips. They're not fries, they are chips. They are not wedges, they are chips. Everything is chips. Chips are chips.
Why did I see this meme from The Incredibles 2 just in front of
Yeah.
my eyes?
We reuse a lot of words for a bunch of things depending on context, and then we have two separate languages where the same thing has two different names depending on if you are talking about the UK or the US one.
And then you have the Australian one,
Right.
which has absolutely no relevance to anything.
Yep.
Okay.
Anyway,
so
I
do y'all
gotta
have,
go in a
like,
sec.
any
I just want to
criticism?
say I like it. Especially the mother was well written. You could see the point you were trying to make there.
I give the mother the most effort, more than the main.
It is pretty
Alright,
good, it
I
flows
gotta go
nicely.
now. Bye.
See ya.
Yeah, reading
Oh, he's gone
reading
already.
the
Go on.
no, because I wanted to say reading Alma's lines from the first, because I did say I wanted to read Alma, but then you took it, so I couldn't. Just from reading the first line that Alma says, I was like, "Damn, this is a spicy character. I want to read."
What is he talking about?
Ella.
Alma.
Ah, yes.
Isaac, come on, Isaac. It wouldn't kill you to help me around every once in a while.
Come on, Isaac. It wouldn't kill you to help me around every once in a while.
Am I trying to complain?
But I will if you don't.
Because you always do something wrong.
But if you don't help me out, I will kill you.
Soon you won't hear me asking. No, that doesn't work.
It's because I'm
And now I'm
Batman.
terrified of my own character.
It is clearly because she is Batman.
Yeah.
I have written 12 scenes in total for now. I've written like the first act in its entirety. This is the first scene of the second act. And
Nice.
yeah, I'm going to. My plan is to finish this play by the time I get recruited and get enlist.
Explain
I
to
see.
them that it's mandatory.
We know Israel has mandatory military service.
Yeah.
We know things because, well,
Mostly because I complain about it all the time.
Don't.
well, Pun Victim might not because he's American, but in Australia we have actual education where we learn about different countries' cultures, so we know these things.
Well, excuse me. Excuse me. I knew that Israel had mandatory education, but yeah, they don't teach that stuff.
Mandatory military service.
Yeah, mandatory
Yeah,
military
mandatory
service. They don't
education.
teach that stuff in American schools. At least not the school I went to. I only knew it because I knew from H3 that both. I think was it both of them? I think Ethan and then hold on. Who is the girl? I forgot. Gila. Yeah, I knew that both of them were. Wait, I know for a fact that Gila was Israeli and she served in military, and that's how I knew that they had mandatory service, military service.
Mm-hmm. Also, just a thing between the three different dialects of English that we were talking about, just to make a point that the Australian one is usually absolutely nonsensical compared to the others. So you know a station that you go to get fuel from, yeah?
Yeah.
So in America, you call that a gas station. Yeah? That's what you call it.
Mhm.
In the UK, they call it a garage. In Australia, it is a servo.
A servo.
Yes. Which makes absolutely no sense
I like
to
how
anyone.
I spelled stuff with. I like how I spelled mum with a U instead of an O, just out of spite.
Mum is spelt with a U in both British and Australian English.
Well, yeah.
It's only spelt with an O in
Americans
American
are the only ones who spell it with an O.
Yeah.
Listen.
Yeah, Australian English is more recent than American English, but we know how to spell.
Did you know that? Did you know that thong
The
could be
word
referred?
color.
Could refer to sandals.
COLOUR.
Yes, because that's Australian English.
Yes.
Yes, what Americans and the British call flip-flops, we in Australia call thongs.
Which makes it very
I heard
awkward
about
without
that.
context.
Yeah.
Cigarettes. I know that cigarettes in Britain are called fags. Mature.
Yeah, they were. They
Very
actually
mature.
are called.
Imagine me
Well,
going
yeah,
to the
it-
store in the UK. Hello, can I get a pack of fags?
Well, the reason
And a bundle. Yeah.
the reason it's called that is because a fag in older to version, well, early modern English really, was a stick. So it's just
Really?
from that.
Yeah, and that's why you call a bunch of sticks faggots.
Yeah.
I think.
A bunch of sticks is a faggot. That's a bundle of sticks. In early modern English, not in current English, but in early modern English.
Because gay people are sticks.
So early modern English is Shakespearean English, by the way. That's early
I
modern.
see.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shakespearean English hurts my brain, and I
Yeah.
love Shakespeare. I've read so many of his. He's like, that shit is my jam.
I've watched Wild Now.
A lot of people call Shakespearean English Old English, and you just go, no. Old English is Beowulf. Beowulf is long before Shakespeare. And it's not Middle English either, because Middle English is Chaucer. Early modern English, Shakespeare is early modern English.
Have you read Much Ado About Nothing?
I think I have at some point, but I don't think I remember it. I'm pretty sure I've
It's
read all
good.
36 plays.
It's great. It's great. There's actually a film that came out like I think either in the 80s or in the 90s, probably the 90s. Based on Much Ado About Nothing. They literally took Shakespeare's script and just filmed it. And it won an Oscar for best manuscript or something like that.
One criticism I would have of Shakespeare's plays would be of Taming of the Shrew. It is a horrible thing that is just generally horrible. I do not like Taming of the Shrew at all. Because Taming of the Shrew is the one where he pretty much takes a wife in an arranged marriage and starves her and prevents her from sleeping, so basically tortures her to make her obedient, and they play that off as a comedy.
Ah, I see. So very much like trying to be a black comedy sort of thing.
Well, no.
But what? What do you mean no?
Because that was considered to be acceptable in the time.
What? That was just straight up comedy?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, we can judge people of the past today's standards. Like, I know it's wrong. That's the way things were.
I judge that play by today's standards. It does not hold up.
Fair. I love Macbeth. I love like the theory of like, I love the literature's theory of like, I studied feminism in literature in the university, in my senior year, and we were talking about this theory of like how women are presented in literature, and there's the theory of like the maiden, the virgin, the maiden, and the whore. And I love how it's literally it's everywhere you look. It's everywhere you look.
I think you may have.
There's the evil,
I
like
think
no.
you may have got that slightly wrong because virgin and maiden are the same thing in English.
Yeah, like, I know. I said it like as a synonym.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like how purity and innocence are feminine traits, but also like poisoning and being conniving and sneaky are also really feminine traits. And this creates like two very separate characters, and both of them are very feminine in how femininity is represented in the media even today. I see it everywhere I look, every show I watch. I started paying attention. Oh, sorry, I'm going on a tangent. I really like it.
Oh, no, I actually, because that's interesting, because some of these tropes, when you seriously try and look through them as you're watching media, you can start seeing those similarities, like the trope, what you mentioned about the virgin, and then like there's the whore. I think I found that through TV tropes a while ago. They call it the Madonna horror complex. Personally, I haven't seen it, but I could probably shift through a bunch of stuff that I've watched before and be like, this actually happens in the story.
A witch character like Maleficent also falls under the umbrella of whore.
I see.
So witch characters like Maleficent and that also fall under that umbrella. It's not just sexually a whore, it's just basically evil.
Take like specifically like the Maleficent movie, the new one, for example. Maleficent would be the whore, and Aurora would be like the maiden counterpart.
We call that a foil in so a foil is another character that exists to highlight and contrast with the opposing characteristics of the other character. So there's also the too good of a mother trope when the mother dies early on because like she's like too good to actually continue being in the story. Yeah, like in Harry Potter.
Yeah, I love tropes. I put them everywhere. I love tropes.
I mean, yeah, they wouldn't be tropes if they didn't work. But yeah, they would not be tropes if they did not work. So
I just find it.
speaking of tropes, I'm gonna just tangent into my own literary theory about the 6 ways a character can be special, or the 6
Oh yeah,
things.
I
Yeah.
know.
I'm bringing it back to this. Yep. So my theory of literature is that characters can all be put into 6 different categories. Characters can be in multiple multiple categories, by the way. They can be in all 6 even, and it depends, and the order of precedence also changes the character as well. But there are 6 different ways in which a character can be special, according to my theory of it. First one is they're born special. So basically, just like, hey, I'm royalty, I'm born special. This is why I'm special in the story. Yeah, Chosen One's one of them as well. So I am in the story because I was born special. So the thing with the special is you don't write a story about a character who's not special because they're not interesting. That's just the first bit. So they're born special. So yeah, I was born special. This is why I'm in this story. Second one, specialness is thrust upon them. So basically they're forced to be special. Like Frodo in Lord of the Rings, basically just told, you have to do this or the world ends. You are not the chosen one, but you're the only person around.
Oof.
So I am forcing you to do this. That's it. The end. Goodbye. Then we have the third one, which is being taught to be special. So much like Batman, or Dr. John Watson, or Robert Langdon in the Da Vinci Code, who I have as examples there. I have Zuko for all 6 just to make a point.
Yeah.
I did not catch that.
I did not read the Da Vinci Code. I heard it's good, but
It's also a movie.
Did you know they made a movie for the sequel, and I heard it wasn't very good.
Yeah, Inferno was terrible. The movie of Inferno was terrible. But yeah, another one is they're taught to be special. So basically, they have a set of skills which makes them special, which makes them interesting in the story. The fourth one, this is out of 6. Specialness is handed to them. So this is basically when they are offered a choice. So there are no consequences if they refuse. They're basically just told, if you accept this, you will be special now. If you don't, it doesn't affect anyone or anything. It's still fine. So basically, it's just handed to them. They get the easiest ride into specialness out of all of the characters, because there are no consequences if they refuse. Number 5 is that they choose to be special. This is different to being handed specialness. So choosing to be special is when they actively seek it out. So they're actually actively going, I want to be special. So often they will have a driving motivation to achieve a single goal. It's basically, I am single-minded. I will do this. I am going to do this now. This is what I am doing. And so they choose to be special in that way. Basically, they choose to go on a quest. No one externally prompts them to do that. They just go, I'm doing it. That's the end of it. And
sounds like the type of character that is pure of heart, dumb of ass.
Yes.
True shonen hero.
The final one is special by virtue of their actions. So they do not have a single driving motivation like characters who choose to be special. They're not seeking out specialness. What they're doing is they're going, I'm doing what I think is right. They don't expect a reward. They don't have a motivation of a final goal. They just happen to be in the right place at the right time, and they go, you know what? I'm going to do this. It might have consequences if I do it, but I'm going to do it because I think it's the right thing. And an example of that is Thanos. So the reason I put Thanos as an example was to make a point that none of these things actually are specific to good guys or bad guys, or to heroes or villains. So Thanos is special by virtue of his actions, but he is also a Type 5. He also chose to be special because he has a driving motivation to wipe out half the universe, or in the comics, he has the driving motivation to have sex with the physical embodiment of death.
But, you know, he did wipe out the entire universe to have sex with the physical embodiment of death, so.
He did, yeah.
Who ended up falling off with Deadpool? That's an entire thing. Comics is weird.
But in the MCU, he is also special by virtue of his actions because he doesn't expect a reward, he doesn't have a motivation of a final goal, and there could be consequences for him.
What did it cost? Everything.
Yeah. And so he is special by virtue of his actions in that sense. And so those are the 6 types of specialness in my character theory of you can categorize every single character into those 6. And a character doesn't specifically have to only be one. They can be multiple. A character can be all of them, which is why I have Zuko from Avatar The Last Airbender. He literally fits every single one. Because he's special by virtue of his actions. So remember when he's the blue spirit.
Just take a moment to appreciate Avatar The Last Airbender and the writing there. I mean, I can't.
Yeah.
Every time I watch that show.
Yeah, it was written as a kid's show. It was written as a kid's show. And it's brilliant.
I know.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. It's so good. I'm sorry.
So yeah, I can actually cover Zuko here as being every single type of special. So born special, he's the prince. I mean, come on. So that's number 1.
Yeah, but that's like not what makes him special to the story.
I know. But that is one of his that is part of that's what he was initially when he first got onto the War Council. Before his face was burnt or anything. That was what he was exclusively. Yeah. He was just born special. He also has specialness thrust upon him because he's told, you are exiled. You have to leave now. That's specialness thrust upon him. And they burn his and his father burns his face as well to mark him as having specialness thrust upon him. Part 3, he's taught to be special. Well, of course he is. He's a master swordsman as well as being born with firebending, so he is taught to be special as a master swordsman. Number 4, specialness is handed to him. He does have specialness handed to him because when
Azula took him to like in the last episode of like season 2, when he left Iroh and like came back with Azula, she basically handed it to him by telling his father that he's the one who killed the Avatar.
Well, yeah, that was an instance of specialness being handed to him, yeah. Because he is offered an opportunity. That is an opportunity that he was offered, and there are no significant consequences if he refuses it, technically.
Besides the world ending. Oh, if he takes it, that's the world ending. Never mind.
Yeah. But if he refuses it, there are no significant consequences, so it's handed to him. Another example is the fact that he is just handed the opportunity to leave the Fire Nation, which he does do, and there are no significant consequences for him if he refuses to do that. He could just stay and live a happy life in the Fire Nation with the Earth Kingdom completely destroyed. And only Fire Nation. He could have refused, nothing would have changed. And number 5, chose to be special. Actively seeking out their own specialness. Well, of course, he did. He chose to seek out the gang, the Yang Gang, and to seek out to teach the Avatar. So he did seek out his own specialness as well. So he chose it. And he is special by virtue of his actions because multiple times throughout the series, including when he's the blue spirit, when he decides to attack the guy who killed the moon, and then he goes, you know what, I'm going to try to save you anyway because it's just the right thing to do. And so he's special by virtue of he is special by virtue of his actions as well. And so that is how Zuko is one of the very, very rare characters who is all 6 types of special.
Oh, my heart, I can't. I'm sorry. I get this physical reaction whenever someone speaks about Avatar The Last Airbender. I can't control it. It's unhealthy, really.
But that was something I wanted to mention in terms of this character theory, that there is the very rare character like Zuko who is written incredibly well that he's actually able to be all 6 kinds of special at the same time.
I see what you mean.
But also name any character that you know of, and you will be able to fit them into this. Literally any character.
Random passerby or number 4.
What?
Random like pedestrian number 4.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know, it's like a random pedestrian. Probably someone that the main character ran over accidentally
But
in
he's
search for justice.
not a protagonist. He's
I
not
know
a
you meant
named character.
protagonist. I'm just making a really
Yeah.
bad joke.
Yeah, I know. Well, random pedestrian number 4 has specialness thrust upon him.
He's
Yeah, it doesn't
special
really
because he got killed.
I just fit random pedestrian number 4 into this.
Into number 2. Each one. I have been.
So let's have an actual character who people have heard of.
I was about to say Ichiban Kazuga from Yakuza 7, but I'm pretty sure I'm the only person that knows of Yakuza 7 right now.
I have not heard of them. No.
Yeah, it was the game I was playing, like in our after hours like session.
Oh yeah, I remember
Peter
that.
Griffin.
The one with the weird dancing. Peter Griffin
Peter Griffin.
from Family Guy.
Yeah.
Someone else is going to have to do this categorization because I don't watch that show.
I do not watch it either. I only know something. I would
Bart
say in
Simpson.
terms of like
Bart Simpson.
Barty Bart Barts.
Okay, so he's obviously not born special. We know that. He's not born special.
Nope.
Is specialness thrust upon him?
How
don't-
so?
I said is specialness thrust upon him. I was
Oh.
going to continue with I don't think so.
Ah.
I don't think it is.
Not quite.
Is he taught to be special? I would say yes. He is taught to be special. Self-taught
By
to be
whom?
special. So he's self-taught to be special. However, he has learned how best to irritate people, how best to get into trouble as much as he possibly can. So
That really is a valuable skill.
that is an acquired skill that he has taught himself that makes him special, because most people don't have that skill. So I would say he does fit as a number 3. He is taught to be special. Specialness is handed to them? I would say probably not.
Yeah, I wouldn't say so. The only knowledge I have of Bart Simpson is like from the Simpsons movie, and I definitely wouldn't say I wouldn't say for sure.
Yeah, he's never offered an opportunity that he could just refuse and nothing bad would happen, but if he accepts, something good or bad could happen. That it would make him special if he accepts. If he doesn't accept, nothing bad happens, so he doesn't really get that at any point. Number 5, choose to be special, actively seeks out his own specialness. I would say yes, he does.
I mean, yeah, by
Yeah,
being so
yeah, I agree
fucking
with that.
irritating.
Yeah. He specifically seeks that out, and he also learns to be irritating as well, which is why he's also taught to be special. And he has that
How
drive.
can I spite the shit out of someone today?
Yeah. And he does specifically have that driving motivation to be a dick.
I love that.
And 6, special by virtue of their actions, not really, no. He never,
No, not really.
he never specifically takes any actions that he thinks are specifically right to make him special. So he doesn't actually have anything that he specifically thinks is entirely justified that he does that makes him special, so that's a no. So he's a type 5 and a type 3. I would say he's a 5-3, so that's how I would categorize that, because 5 takes precedence over 3 in his character, because
He actively seeks out to be a dick.
yeah, his driving motivation to be a dick takes precedence over his learned skill of being a dick.
I like that theory.
So
It's
that
interesting.
makes Bart
Hey, guys.
a what?
Never mind. You finish.
So yeah, Bart Simpson is a 5-3. And Zuko,
So, yeah.
and Zuko is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I haven't actually categorized them in terms of preference
Yet.
for Zuko. So
On
if-
this positive note, we've been at it for about 3 hours. Rodney
Yeah,
is
about
already
2 to 3
bored on
hours.
his phone.
Yeah.
And
I'm not bored on my phone. I'm watching Wild and Out on MTV. It's the
Wait, hold on,
funniest
guys.
show ever.
Guys, I
Oh
have a
my
question.
god.